What is going on with the goings on, y'all? You understand me? It's gonna be got me a little drinky drink. It's gonna be one of them days, y'all. I got a few things going on when it's going on. You know what I'm talking about? But the rhetoric is gonna be short lived, y'all. But it's gonna be rhetoric nonetheless. You know what I'm talking about? It's just not a long list, you know what I'm saying? We got the NBA finals today. You feel me? The Knicks are up 2-1. And if Wembenyama can pull off another win in Madison Square Garden, it would not only be a record, but hey, we also might see some upset Knicks fans. You know what I'm talking about? We can't blame it on the president if they win two in a row. Gonna have to blame it on somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? And hopefully they can pull out a 3-1. You know what I'm talking about? And we can only win or something. Orange and blue skies. But if Wembenyama pull off an upset, hey, we even again. Now y'all gotta start acting funny. You know what I'm talking about? Cause now it's the best 2 out of 3. You understand me? But you know what I'm saying? This is yet to be seen. You know what I'm talking about? For real. It's yet to be seen. But let's get off into some of this rhetoric, y'all, so we can get on up out of here. Like I said, it's gonna be short and sweet today. We're gonna get done on this hump day. Hump day. You understand me? So shout out to Mayor Sheffield and Skilla Baby. So I guess y'all kicking off the summer. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my kids too, cause you know this their last day. You understand? We got a middle schooler going to high school, and you got hopefully another high schooler. You feel me? You understand me? In the midst. Um, and we got 2 people from elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, Mayor Sheffield and Skilla Baby kicking off the summer. You know what I'm saying? They giving out bikes, and you know, it's probably gonna be a little cookout, some music, some bouncy houses. Need y'all to pull up on the 12th, June 12th, between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. You know what I'm talking about? They probably gonna give out some bikes. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna do a whole lot of everything. A whole lot of everything when I used to have nothing. So go get you some money and quit acting funny. Go get you some dollars and quit hollering at your mama. Yes. This smoothie here got a lot of raspberries in it. Yeah, I did a lot. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. Shout out to Donald Trump. I alluded to some of this yesterday, but today, you know, I figure I'd talk about Donald Trump talking about Stephen A. Smith's IQ. And then Stephen A. Smith had a response saying, you know, he ducked him in the conversation. You know what I'm talking about? And then, you know, you got a few other people stating that Stephen A. might be able to out talk the president of the United States. He the president of the United States. He been talking shit since the 60s. No, not gonna happen. It'd be trickery by larceny. Plus, he didn't hired enough people and paid enough people to have a legitimate conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Pulling the wolves over their heads. Now, I will say this, though, to the president. You shouldn't have fell asleep. But, I mean, you damn near 80. If you 80 something, my bad. You 80 something. You supposed to fall asleep. You know what I'm talking about? Come on now, it's past his bedtime. He in the bed by 10. Probably 8. For real, for real. He need all his rest and then some. Regardless if he the president or not. He old. You know, old people need, you know what I'm saying, relaxation at a certain point in life. But Stephen A. Smith saying his IQ was higher, I guess. You know what I'm talking about? Until you sit and have a conversation with the man. You feel me? Now, by you being old, hey, you know what I'm talking about? I might be wrong. You know what I'm talking about? But I don't know. I don't know who IQ better. Y'all gonna have to sit and have a conversation, I would imagine. And by this being his second term, y'all gonna have a new president regardless to the fact. It all depends on who you choose. It's definitely gonna be different though. You know what I'm talking about? So hey, it could be it should be where it's a multitude of Democrats and a multitude of Republicans going for office this year. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a multitude of avenues. And now in this day and age, you got the internet. The internet wasn't prevalent. I mean, it was still up and running, but it's more prevalent than it is 4 5 years ago. Or you gotta think he still got 2 more. He got 2 more years, so it's gonna be even more prevalent by 2008. If you hear the noise in the background, you know it's real. You feel me? But yeah, it's more prevalent and more relevant to what's going on right now. You know what I'm talking about? And imagine 2 years from now, it's definitely gonna be what it's gonna be. Anyway, um, shout out to Tiana Taylor. I guess you getting the Icon of the Year award at the BET Awards this year. The BET Awards is on June the 28th, a couple weeks from now. And I heard you getting the Icon of the Year award. You definitely was the icon for the last 6 months anyway. You know what I'm talking about? A permanent figure in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Which is a vast amount of vessels. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely deserve it, young lady, Mrs. Taylor. If you're nasty, shout out to you though, and all your endeavors. You feel me? And I like that you in Scream what's that? Scream 6, the movie. Yeah, definitely liked that you in there. I was like, oh, look at Tiana getting her act on. You still had that New York accent though. God damn, you probably could have said that. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. But shout out to Young M.A. I've been listening to your music between you and Mr. Shebang Drake. Yeah, that's been definitely in my tunes. You feel me? A lot of people have been listening to J. Cole too. But I don't know. I've been listening to Young M.A. and Drake though, you know what I'm saying? But I've been listening to them for years, so I mean I guess that wouldn't be nothing new if you knew. We're gonna get into some real rhetoric this time. And before I even get to talking, you see my hat, parental advisory. This is explicit context. So you got Cherry the Boom. She is a transgender woman. Now, this came across my timeline maybe because I talked about Lil Boosie and Caleb Williams painting his nails on the cover of the John Madden, the new John Madden. And Cherry Boom is a transgender woman. And she wanted to get on there and say Boosie got to be gay if he talking about gay. No. You feel me? At the end of the day, you can't reproduce, man. So you recruiting. So the recruit is starting to recruit. You feel me? And your recruiting process starts with shit like this, blaming heterosexuals for their preferences. Come on, man. You can't get mad at that man because that's how he feel. That's how he feel. And he chose to bring it to the internet. You can't get upset and call him. You basically call him out his name. disrespecting his manhood. That ain't where you get it going. You feel what I'm saying? You don't tell another motherfucker what he doing and what he ain't doing inside his bedroom. You in there with him, and then you want to come on here and say people that you know they may be. You know what I'm saying? What they may be. That ain't your job. You know what I'm saying? You have this that. Let me get these words together. This is not your bedroom, ma'am. So you shouldn't be discussing what's going on in other people's bedroom. You feel me? You shouldn't be telling nothing about what's going. That's the problem with the transgender community. Why are you bringing it outside the privacy of your humble abode? You know what I'm saying? If it's in your house, it's in your house. If we see what we walking about, we just see it. You feel me? It ain't on me to tell you what you can and cannot do. And it ain't on you to tell a motherfucker what they can and cannot do. Forgive my language. No, this is parental advisory, explicit content. Put the babies up. Yeah, you can't tell another motherfucker how to move. You damn sure can't tell them how to groove. You feel what I'm saying? You need to stay in your place. That's what everybody need to do, not just you. Everybody. If you heterosexual, be heterosexual. If you transgender, be transgender. But it ain't my place to tell you what you can and cannot do. Neither is it yours. You can't call that man gay because he talked about gays. He don't like gays. He not gay. He entitled to say he not gay. I thought your First Amendment right was to be able to say what you wanted to say when you wanted to say it. That's literally, excuse my language, that's literally everyone's right. So who are you to tell another motherfucker what they can and cannot do? I'll say it again. You need to stay in your place, man. Sir, Mrs., him, they, her, whatever you want to be pronounced. Know your role and shut your mouth. Ain't that what The Rock said? Anyway, because I've been got to talking about this for a while. We gonna go. Told you we gonna make this short and sweet. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Soldier Boy. Come on, Soldier Boy. You can't be mad at Casanat because he doing. By the way, shout out to you, sir. You know what I'm talking about? You doing your streamer university. You know what I'm talking about? And I guess Casanat wanted to do streamer university. And he ain't invite Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, you 40. We understand you brought the internet. That if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be no Casanat. We understand all that. But you done said that time and time again. We wouldn't even, we understand that you boosted all this to make this come about. We totally agree. We totally appreciate it, sir. But your time has went and passed. You 40 years old. Go make you some kids. Go play with them. And quit playing with the new kids that's trying to make it go further than what it's supposed to be. You feel me? Cause then you got a motherfucker like what's that man's name? Finesse Two Times. Now for Finesse Two Times is like 33, 34. Okay. He just made the cut. I would like to see him on the stream for the next couple years, talking this shit and doing this spit. You feel me? He probably got a couple ideas going. You know what I'm talking about? But once you hit 40, 41, 42, come on, man. Do what it do, man. Go do your due diligence. You got about 20, 30 years anyway. Go play with the babies. Make the babies grow up. Have one of your kids end up being a streamer. Not you, though. You too old. Most of your fans is 50. They going to sleep at 8 o'clock. When you streaming, ain't nobody watching. You want to go hang out with the young people? And even then, how young can you go? 20, 25 maybe. Them niggas is at the club. So who you streaming with? Things to make you go, You trying too hard, Mr. Soldier Boy. You Mr. Soldier Man now, okay? You Mr. Soldier Senior Citizen. You Mr. Soldier Elder. You're not the boy no more, okay? So you can't play boyish games. You can't. Foolish people get foolish prizes, okay? And we don't want to give you one of them gifts, okay? You trying to stay prevalent ain't a present, okay? It's not heaven sent or nothing. It's a curse. Shout out to you though, Soldier Boy. Now let's get into something a little sticky. So you got Carmelo Anthony found guilty in the Carolinas. Now I wasn't really following this story. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it 100. So if my details aren't detailing, you know what I'm talking about, be privy to correcting me. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind correction, you know what I'm saying? That's the world we living in these days. You know what I'm talking about? So Carmelo Anthony gets into it with this guy, Mr. Metcalf. Okay? Now Mr. Austin Metcalf has a multitude of prizes, I'll call them. And Carmelo Anthony was an athlete. He stayed out of trouble. He had a couple organizations that was nonprofit, I would imagine. You feel me? When you getting off into that type of dream, I seen you with a picture with Shaq. And didn't you have, I don't know if you had a picture with Snoop, but shout out to Snoop anyway. You know what I'm talking about? But I know you had a picture with Shaq. You know what I'm talking about? You was doing, I sent you in a picture where you did flag football. Anyway, what I'm saying is, you was an upstanding citizen. And, I guess the guys was out there doing their thing. And you came up. I guess y'all was out shooting dice somewhere. I don't know how the story really manifests itself. That's why I said the details. Please correct me with my details. I didn't follow this story. Once I seen a black man against a white man, I knew this was gonna start something. You feel me? And guess what? Black people got mad. Black people made videos, but I ain't seen, and they might burn something down here in the next day or two. But after that, what is there? You feel me? Then I guess Charleston White, they gonna put up the money, his bail money, so he can at least be out into his sentencing date. Then I seen on somebody's site that he got 35 years. How you know what he got already? He facing up to 5 to 99 years because they took the death penalty off the table. And he probably gonna do about 7 years before he get back, and then, you know what I'm saying, do another 7 and get out. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do people that's guilty but not guilty. You feel me? You just fucked up that man's career though. He could have been the next flag ball sensation. He could have been in the NBA. He could be in the the NBA, he could be in the NFL. For all we know. You know what I'm talking about? But you just messed up another black man from trying to get out his circumstance. And then my personal take on it is, we ain't gonna do nothing about it. You ain't talking nigga till we blue in the face. There ain't no progress. I seen people crying. And like I said, I seen Charleston White backing him, you know what I'm saying, man? All that backup, what's that gonna do? You got a prosecutor and you got a judge. And they can. And then the judges can to the defendant. That's made for a disaster. You talking about? And y'all acting like y'all ain't know what was going on when it's going on. I seen one prosecutor or lawyer, I don't know which one she was. She got mad and said they took them off the ballot and off the whole situation. And she was a Caucasian. So you knew what that outcome was gonna be. I don't even know why I'm really talking about it. I just figured, hey, it looked at private. Now this the type of situation that's clicks and views. You feel me? And that's what people gonna do. Everybody and their mama gonna have something to say. But ain't gonna be saying nothing. You know why? Cause we ain't gonna be doing nothing. We just gonna be talking a nigga to death. But shout out to you, Carmelo Anthony. And I hope things do get better. I hope exactly what I'm saying don't happen. But God, 9 times out of 10, I even do you one better because you know what I'm saying. Sometimes I be seeing motherfuckers watching my situation. So 7 times out of 10, exactly what I said is gonna happen. Niggas gonna talk, niggas gonna click, niggas gonna view, bait, get some followers, and then we'll be seeing you in the next 5 years. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. Shout out to LeBron James. I guess I seen Brian gonna be on the next Times cover. I guess it's gonna be the 100-year anniversary of Time. At least the sports edition anyway. And LeBron is gonna be talking about being a father and how he's the president. You know what I'm talking about? Because I guess the interviewer decided to ask LeBron what is his greatest attribute, or what is he what did he say? What is he most thankful for? And LeBron James said being a present father. And I clapped. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Being a present father is the greatest gift you could ever be given. You feel me? It is definitely a present. You know what I'm talking about? And as long as you that, you always gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, hey, I'm pretty sure Brian and Bryson, they had other avenues. You feel me? Especially LeBron Jr. That nigga Bronny, he designed good shoes. His last 2 pair of shoes was nice. LeBron wore them. You feel me? They sold them. Jerseys was sold. They definitely good business, man. You know what I'm talking about? And then no telling what Bryson gonna do. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? He could do all of that. So hey, you know what I'm talking about? It all depends on what's going on when it's going on. But shout out to LeBron. You know what I'm talking about? And you keep marching on, good brother. For real, for real. It's definitely a heaven sent. And then we got one more before we go. I told you it was gonna be short. So let's go. Hip hop uncensored. Now the only reason why I'm really talking about you niggas, forgive my language, parental advisory, explicit content. I'm trying to hold my hand together too. I gotta go to the doctor today anyway, so I ain't tripping on the push. But hip hop uncensored. No, you did not have the nerve to say Jay-Z. Basically, you wanted to say that people need to be quiet and let Jay-Z rock, right? But you don't know what you obviously ain't went down a rabbit hole, and you obviously ain't did enough research. You was just talking. I'm gonna let you talk out the side of your neck. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to say you was talking out your ass. You was definitely a donkey. You feel me? Like this was a clickbait. So I'm gonna give you the bait so you can click it. You feel me? But maybe you need to go to New York and listen to some of them 40 and 50-year-old cats talk about how Jay-Z wasn't shit. You know what I'm talking about? Because he really wasn't. And how he stole what he was stealing, what he stole. You know what I'm saying? A lot of his stealing came from motherfuckers you don't even know. And as quiet as it's kept, they probably don't want to know you. For real, for real. You two gentlemen, anyway. Because you know not what you talking about. You almost put your foot in your mouth when you said he brought out some Philly niggas. He ain't brought them Philly niggas out in 30 years. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. I don't even talk about the man, but hey, you know why I don't talk about him? Because I'm peed. You know what I'm talking about? And when I'm peed, I don't listen. You won't get no light from me. For what? It be some people I'd be mad about, but I don't be that mad. I don't be mad enough not to talk about them. When I'm at, look, I'm so mad my ears ringing. You know what I'm talking about? For real, for real. But yeah, man, you need to know what you talking about before you start talking. You know what I'm talking about? Or at least do some type of research, some type of something. Cause that was asinine. Like you ain't even the Roots picnic. He wasn't nowhere for him to make them kind of antics. He wasn't even in the place where he should have brought the Philly niggas out. They ain't make no real money there. But they started an uproar, I guess, and I guess he wanted to state that this might not be it for him. It should be. He should take heed to this and keep it moving. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Cause ain't nothing going on. You feel me? And like I said, if it do go on, if it get a little too hectic, hey, I might have to take my mask off and go roll. For real, for real. Be real upset when it come to shit. You know what I'm talking about? You understand me? Already with the already. Cause some motherfuckers just be talking and don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm talking about? You wasn't there. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what's going on. You just know what's going on and why it's going on. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, hip hop is real. You piss me off. I'm gonna have to unfollow you too. I mean, unfollow you. I'm gonna have to. Cause I went and followed you because I thought, okay, maybe, you know what I'm saying, they done got into a bag and they moving around and, you know what I'm saying, they making sense of things now. They ain't making sense of nothing. They still talking. And now this is a prime example of clickbait. You feel me? You ain't got nothing to say. You just saying just to get the fans upset. You feel me? Like I said, I worked at a couple car washes and I watched people from New York come in. This was in my the early days, probably early 90s, 2000s, early 2000s. Yeah, it was early 2000s. And I watched how they talked about that young man and talked about his endeavors and how he was robbing the culture. We just didn't pay it no attention. I'm saying, y'all, you act like you wasn't here in the early 2000s when he was just taking lyrics and rebrandishing them like they was his lyrics and making a profit from it. And the only time you would really see people make shit was remixes where they showed that he went over here and got this from over there and went over there and got that from over there and made it something. He even said it in the song. You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song. You feel what I'm saying? And we give nigga credit for that? No, we don't. Especially in this day and age. It's too much information. But, you know what I'm talking about? I guess we making them relevant, I guess. You know what I'm talking about? And before I get too sticky, we gonna get on up out of here. You feel what I'm talking about? I ain't even finna give a motherfucker too much of my own light. You know what I'm saying? I hope Damon Dash continue to put his foot so deep in a donkey that we call it ass. You know what I'm talking about? You understand me? For real, because that's the only person y'all seem to be listening to. But that's no here, no there. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to keep it moving. You understand me? Already with the already. And if you see the light, you know it's real. And with all that being said, as the old saying goes, the smoke's gone, I'm gone.